The book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. Shalom Yasha'Allah, peace Israel, Kohallah, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. It's your brother Abal Gabar from the Camp Prophets in Babylon, Tampa, Florida. And double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who do indeed teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Right? Been going into a lot of this war on Russia and Ukraine. Got some more breaking news from this guy Off-Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian. And, I'm going to play this video. It's like 3 minutes. And then we'll get into some scriptures. But this thing is definitely heating up, man. All right, now you got all these other nations that are about to get involved. We are entering into the Third World War, also known as the War of Armageddon. All right, World War III. The final war to take place on this earth is going to be fought with nuclear weapons. Right, everything has been put in play. We just got one major prophecy that has to come to pass, which is the digital implantation of the charagma. All right, the digital implantation of money to be embedded under the skin, which this is coming soon, man. All right, this is coming sooner than what we believed. Every day that goes by, we're one day closer to major biblical prophecy taking place, which is already taking place, but it's only going to increase. All right, and Russia plays a major part in the destruction of Mystery Babylon the Great, also known as America. All right, the first scripture I brought out was Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. All right, the modern Medes are the Russians, all right, which shall not regard silver, and as for their gold, they shall not delight in it. It says, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So you're not going to be able to buy off Putin. No amount of money is going to stop this guy from, taking over Ukraine and ultimately shooting nuclear missiles over here at America. It says their bows, okay, those nukes, also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Because you're going to have women that are pregnant, that when these nukes come, if that woman's not of the elect, that woman's going to die, and the fruit of her womb. All right, children are going to die too. It says, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Right, these nuclear missiles are not just going to stop because of little children that are playing here in Mystery Babylon the Great on the playground. Nah, them nuclear missiles still going to hit ground zero. And if you're not of the elect, you're not going to make it. But nonetheless, let me go ahead and play this video, and then we will get into the scriptures.
A few hours ago from War News 24/7. Let's go to the article, folks. This is not a drill. It does look like that something is about to happen over in Ukraine. We just gave you an update earlier this morning that Russia said that if any nuclear bomb explodes in Ukraine, that they will consider it an attack on Russia, and they will respond with a massive nuclear attack on NATO bases and the United States. This could actually all be going down very soon, folks.
So you hear that? This is escalating. This war is escalating over there in Ukraine. All right, and other nations are about to get involved. This is going to lead to World War III, man. Yahweh Shai Ratazah, Lord willing. We say Lord willing, man. At the end of the day, because it's all the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So let me go ahead and play that back.
A few hours ago from War News 24/7. Let's go to the article, folks. This is not a drill. It does look like that something is about to happen over in Ukraine. We just gave you an update earlier this morning that Russia said that if any nuclear bomb explodes in Ukraine, that they will consider it an attack on Russia, and they will respond with a massive nuclear attack on NATO bases and the United States. This could actually all be going down very soon, folks. So let me read you this article right here coming in from War News 24/7. Like I said, this information is an emergency alert. I want to try to bring you up to date on what is happening. Russia has informed China and India there will be a nuclear explosion in Chernobyl with a replica of a Russian Iskander missile to evacuate Kiev. We are in the final stages. The preparations of the Ukrainians are complete. Russia is now informing other countries that this is going to happen. And you can see a missile right here. So let's go ahead and read this. Russian media is putting out emergency responses to convey the information about an imminent explosion of a dirty nuclear bomb in the Chernobyl zone. All indications are that the decision to detonate a dirty nuclear bomb has been made. The Russians speak of the completion of Ukrainian preparations and the final stage. In addition, the Russians are now very specific and list 3 ways to detonate the dirty nuclear bomb. The most prevalent version is the downing of a Russian Iskander missile. Today, for the second time in a year, there was an exercise of the Russian Nuclear Strategic Forces. The last time this has happened was 5 days before the start of the Russian military operation in Ukraine. Therefore, Moscow is expecting something. The fact that Russia has continued its contacts by informing China and now India at the highest levels should be a concern. Russia has notified all the nuclear powers on the planet, so there is no miscalculation, and World War III begins.
And real quick, I'm going to continue to play the video, but see, now we're starting to understand why China and Iran were telling its citizens to get out of Ukraine immediately. Okay, and this happened about 4 or 5 days ago because something major is about to go down, man. All right, something major is about to go down. We just got to sit and watch. And we do know, according to biblical prophecy, World War III will happen. Whether this leads us to World War III or another event, something major is about to take place.
Yesterday, the Russian media accidentally talked about Chernobyl 2 and an explosion in a big city. The choice is not random. The purpose, according to the Russians, is not to cause thousands of casualties and drag NATO into the war, but Kiev will be affected as Chernobyl is located about 90.
And really, that's what's going to happen, okay? You know, even though it says it's not to cause thousands of casualties and drag NATO, that's exactly what's going to happen. NATO is going to get dragged into the war, and it's going to cause millions, hundreds of millions of casualties.
Kilometers northeast of the Ukrainian capital. Depending on the power of the dirty nuclear bomb, it may be even necessary to evacuate Kiev. We remind you that Russia's radio, biochemical, and warfare forces are now on high alert. Russia is now saying that there will be a nuclear explosion in the Chernobyl area by a Iskander dummy bomb. According to Russian state media, the Kiev regime is in the final stages of detonating a dirty bomb in an attempt to drag NATO countries in an imminent armed conflict with Russia. The Kiev regime is preparing a dummy Russian Iskander ballistic missile filled with nuclear waste to detonate it in the Chernobyl zone.
All right, so, you know, according to Putin's claims, Putin is saying that Ukraine is planning a dirty bomb, which is a nuclear weapon. And, you know, Putin himself has been warning of this for a few days now. You know, he doubles down on Ukraine dirty bomb claims. He says it again. Biden warns Russia not to use a tactical nuclear weapon. Okay, this is all in the news today. So something's about to go down, man. All right, which a dirty bomb, like I said, is a nuclear weapon, man. So once nuclear weapons are used, that's it. You know, that's World War III. All right. So this is Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's what we are to do. We are to proclaim this among all the nations. Okay, this truth has to go to the four corners of the earth, and by way of the internet. All right, the internet is spreading this gospel, man. All right, and we are proclaiming war. And the war we are proclaiming is the war of Armageddon, World War III, that will end with thermonuclear destruction. Okay, and the primary target of this nuclear destruction is going to be Mystery Babylon the Great, also known as America. All right, it says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's going into pretty much anybody that has a military, anybody that has nuclear weapons, get ready to fight. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. It says, let the weak say, I am strong. So even these nations that were once seen as weak nations, guess what? Now they have nuclear weapons. Now they're seen as strong. All right. Russia and Iran teaming up. All right. China and Russia teaming up. So all these nations that were once seen as weak or inferior are now becoming superior. All right. All right. Verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened. All right. What is the heathen? The other nations. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right. So the Lord is about to judge these heathens, man. All right. These other nations like China, Russia, Iran, Pakistan, you know, even the land of Israel. It's going to be judgment upon the heathen, man. All right. And this is how we know we at the end of this thing, man. It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. I mean, hey, when the Lord comes back, it's going to be time to harvest, man. All right, he's coming back with a lot of bloodshed, man. All right, it says multitudes in the valley of decision in the Middle East. For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. All right, so this day is near, man. The day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, destroying this place known as Mystery Babylon the Great and gathering his elect, man. We're about to inherit an everlasting kingdom, man. You know, heaven on earth, man, for the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. All right, starting with the 144,000 elect that are on this earth today, all right, who are going to be governing under Yahweh Shai, King David, the 12, you know, and the rest of the 144,000. All right, so we are at the end of this thing, man. You know, let me go to Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 51, it says, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, all right, America, and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, a destroying wind. So not only is the Lord going to raise up against Babylon, but also the ones that, you know, rise up against the Lord that dwell in this land, you know, are going to be destroyed, man. It says a destroying wind. What is that destroying wind? That nuclear wall of fire, man. All right, the besom of destruction. It says, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. So these nations are going to end up shooting nuclear missiles at America. It says, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine. All right, going into the nuclear weapons, man. All right. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. All right, going into Babylon, America. All right. It says, for Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. So even, you know, the Lord, even through all of this, all of the hell that we put the Lord through, man, you know, that we turned our back on the Lord, we committed iniquity upon iniquity, sin upon sin. And the Lord said, what? Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God. Right? Because Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai is still with us, man. You know, and he's gonna show us, he's gonna let us know. He's gonna prove it to you and to the world, man. Like, yo, these are still my people. Okay, I still love Israel over everyone. All right, and the Lord's gonna show that. All right. This is Jeremiah 50 in verse 1. It says, the word of the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Babylon is talking about America. Okay, this isn't talking about ancient Babylon. This is talking about mystery Babylon in Revelation, which is America. Okay. It says, the word that Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. All right, because America is going to be destroyed. All the idols, the idolatry, everything that's going on, the monuments, everything's going to be destroyed here. All right, the things that people worship. It says, for out of the north there shall come up a nation against her. Okay, so what nation up from the north? That's Russia. Is coming up against America. All right, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. All right, jump into verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. So the Lord's gathering these different nations to team up with Russia, man. And all these nations are going to come up against America. All right. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. Okay. They're going to ambush her, ambush America. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. All right, so these nuclear missiles, they're gonna be shot over here at America. It's gonna be a barrage of missiles, man. You know, no anti-defense system is gonna be able to stop the amount of nuclear weapons that are gonna be launched over here to America, man. That's why the only way out is through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, through seeking the Lord. It says, verse 14, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. I mean, all the ones that got nukes. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Right? America is the place of abomination, man. Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. All abomination takes place primarily here in America. All right, so the Lord said what? Spare no arrows, meaning every nuclear weapon on this earth is going to be shot off. And the majority of them are going to hit America, man, and cause a lake of fire. It says, shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. All right, so what goes around comes around, man. Here it is. America is the only nation that has ever used, you know, nuclear weapons, going into the atom bomb of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You know, which they weren't really, it was an atom bomb. You know, that was the first time that's ever been done like that. You know, and all nations feared America because of that. But now, guess what? All these nations, they're teaming up to come up against America. And this is biblical prophecy, man. All right. Let me grab this. We'll close it out with this. Ezekiel 38:2, it says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog. All right, and Gog and Magog is going into Russia. You can Google what is the land of Gog and Magog today. It's going to show you the map of Russia, because that's Gog and Magog. All right, it says, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Lord's turning Russia back to that warlike spirit. The Lord put hooks into Putin's jaws. He's drawing him out. All right? Bringing him, getting him ready for war. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. So these nations are going to be gathered with them. All of them with shield and helmet. All right, so this is it. You know, so the Lord is using these other nations, man. It says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah and of the north quarters and his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. All right, so Gog and Magog, Russia is going to be a guard unto the smaller nations. All right, so this thing is about to heat up, man. You know, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, the lake of fire, the nuclear destruction. We're one day closer to the Charagma. All this stuff is about to unfold, man. All right, the end is manifest, and I'll close it out with that. This is 2 Ezra 9:5. It says, For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. All right, so the end is being made manifest. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. One day closer to the kingdom of heaven. Continue to fight the good fight of faith. Proclaim the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Continue to fight. All right, Lord willing, it was edifying to the hopeful elect. Call Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash. Till next time I say